On this week's episode of Cash Chronicles, we're going to show you how a former bartender made $80,000 on a property he found in his own backyard. Let's go.
Welcome to this week's episode of the Real Estate Cash Chronicles, where we speak with real investors from around the country to break down individual deals they've completed, showing you the actual timeline of events that it took to make a profit. Making money in real estate isn't a mystery. It's a step-by-step process. But once you complete one, you'll never think about cash the same way. Let's get started.
Hey, welcome to this week's episode of the Real Estate Cash Chronicles. And on today's episode, we talked to Luke Wishmeyer about how he managed to flip over 30 rentals with zero of his own money. For those of you who are new, my name is Patrick Girelli, today's host and proud member of the Connected Investors community. Hey, look, and if you're listening or you're watching, please make sure that you give us a thumbs up, you like what you see, and if you really want to go big and go bold, subscribe to the channel and you'll hear us again and again. In this description of the episode, they'll be packed with thousands of dollars in free resources that can help you find, fund, and flip your next real estate venture. So let's jump right in. Luke, thanks for being on the show today. How are you doing, man?
Good. Thank you for having me. I'm good. Just hanging out in my living room. Talk to the guys. They're plowing forward on 2 projects right now.
Hey, perfect. It's always nice when you can, spend time with us, be in your living room, and still got money working for you.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Very fortunate.
Absolutely. So let's dive into this process that you went through in order to find these 30. But I'll tell you what, it's probably going to be one complex and confusing if we literally talk about 30.
Yeah.
It also would probably be longer than your time is going to allot today. So let's start at the beginning, because the beginning is a very good place to start. And let's just tell me, first of all, why did you transition from being a bartender into the real estate world?
Well, simple, I guess. I've been doing bartending all my life. Loved it. Customer service driven, obviously. So met my wife in the bar, got married, and wanted something a little different. The late nights were hurting me, So got into real estate. I got my license, became a realtor. Started doing some deals. My wife and I got married, honeymoon, after we got back on the honeymoon, found a house. It was raining inside. I convinced her to buy it, and we did. Took about 7 months. We flipped it all ourselves, and we were happy. We were going to be there for a while. Found another one that was raining inside on. So let's go look at this thing. So we did, put that under contract, sold ours real quick, and kind of got the bug. At that point, we were almost in our dream home for around our area really quickly. I quit the bars, got into real estate full time. Found some investors that wanted to put some cash my way. Did a couple smaller flips. My wife, myself, good buddy Brian Horner, 24 hours a day working on these things. Made some money, but then realized I was giving up too much of the profits,
Yeah.
So then found some couple different hard money lenders across the country that were willing to work with me. And then I would find some more investors and borrow the down payments, find the properties, fix them. The biggest key for me was finding the final bank that would do the cash out refi with zero seasoning. And that just changed the game on me, and just kept flipping the money and flipping the properties. And we're actually at 36 rental units now. Nice. We've bought 54 or 55 properties in 25 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We sold 14 or 15. We have 3 projects going now. I got 3 or 4 flips under contract to purchase. So, and looking at a 24 unit apartment building as we speak.
Hey, I hope you get that one. I know that's almost every investor I speak to. That's that hope, getting that 24 units, 16 units that are all consolidated and generating a nice cash flow for you. So you covered a lot and you gave us a fantastic synopsis, and I appreciate it. So now we're going to slow it down a little. We're going to go back to the beginning, and I'm going to ask you this. So What was the process in finding that first unit that it was raining on the inside? I mean, how did you find it?
That was actually MLS. I became a realtor and I was right on the MLS. It's actually the first deal I did as a realtor.
It was your own deal.
My own deal, yeah. And I fixed all the appraisal issues and everything to get the deal. So, that was MLS and fixed it and went from there.
Okay. So that makes sense. So the MLS is a great resource, and of course,
it used to be. It's dried up now, I'm sure, pretty much across the country. I found a few wholesalers who I'm hopefully on the top of their list and get the deals there. Not all of them. I mean, you really got to do your due diligence on all of them. Kind of word of mouth now too. We'll go into some neighborhoods, take the houses that should have been condemned. Yep. And then the neighbor down the street wants to sell his, and same kind of thing. So that's been helping. Circle of friends and core advocate people. Hey, they ran into this house and know someone wants to sell it. So that's been a big thing. Other agents. Just it's been great actually. Just a nice network. I'm not afraid to tell people I'll buy that bad house on the street.
I don't blame you, man. So if I hear you correctly, a part of the secret sauce that maybe isn't a secret is building relationships with people throughout the community and the real estate investing platform.
Oh, sure. It's just like sales. I mean, the phone's not going to ring unless you making those calls. This stuff doesn't come to you. You have to go get it, whether you knock on the door, which, is the best situation for me, or, go into the tax record and, just anything. I know people have apps that they can find information. I've been very fortunate in my short career. And
I would say so. To do what you've got accomplished in 25 months is outstanding. Yeah. Happy for you, man.
Yeah,
so
thanks.
Here's another one. So again, let's get back to that first one. Or again, you've got 36 of these things. How do you figure out all the numbers and determine how it's going to become a profitable investment for you?
It's gotten a little easier, but you always make your money when you buy it. You have to remember that. You have to get it low enough. You have to account for mistakes and contingencies that you can't see when you open the walls up. Because the key for me is to buy them really bad, rehab them top to bottom. I'm borrowing the money anyway, might as well do it. And then my bank's going to give me a 75% cash out on the end. So you just got to get it done, and you have to make your money in the beginning when you buy it. When you buy it. And then, I would go in there, pen and pad, laser measure and just literally measure everything out. And, I know what my vendors give me prices on. I have an idea what the plumber, electrician, HVAC is going to be. So I've gotten I can walk in and within 20 minutes, be within $3 or $4 grand at this point,
Yes. I feel similar. By day, I'm also a real estate investor, and that's usually about the same clip that I feel is the $3 to $4 grand. There's always Pandora's box.
Sure.
But that's part of the business. But I tell you, you said one incredibly valuable thing, and I just want to make sure that I give it back out there again. In your line of work with the buy and hold or the flips, it's you make your money when you buy it. Mm-hmm. I try to tell other people this all the time is it's that purchase price. Buy it for as little as you can. I mean, that sounds a little aggressive and sometimes maybe a little wacky, but that's the real deal. I mean, buy it for as little as you can.
Sure. You have to. And you can't be afraid to walk away from a deal either. In the beginning, you're so enamored to do a deal. You want to do a deal. And I was like that. And I got one. It was 2 units on one lot. And my wife still kicks me every day for doing it because we're still fixing things. But that's my bad one. So now I've learned walk away. Let another guy make that mistake, I guess,
We've all learned that lesson, or hopefully, maybe our conversation can help some people not have to go through that lesson. Maybe.
Sure.
So once you knew it was a go and you weren't using your own cash, now, have you ever used any of the privatelenders.com, or exactly how do you get your funds? Open that up a little bit.
Yeah, again, I'm a salesman. I'm not afraid to ask. So I just went through Facebook, people that I knew that owned businesses, Said, hey, I sent them messages. Hey, let me take you out to lunch. I got this business plan. I got some things that are working. I got some success already. And I said, hey, I need this. I'll give you back this in this amount of time. And I got 4 or 5 of them that'll write me a check whenever I need it. So
fantastic.
I know, it's great. They just, pays for the down payments, a little bit of seed money to get the rehab going. Obviously, I'm over budget. I have to, incur those costs. I mean, at this point, my wife and I are buying a couple of houses here and there for cash because we've accrued some. But then I use the hard money financing, and then my final lender gives me the cash back where I'm making money on it, So it's for me, it's just a big hustle, and it's working out. It's working out.
Dude, there's so much hot fire right there. I got to recap just a couple things. One, you just said hustle. And I feel like that's the core ingredient that I hear in the real estate investing world for the other investors I know, having these conversations on Cash Chronicles. I mean, that is a key ingredient, is that hustle factor. And then I just got to say it like this. If you identify yourself as a salesman or a salesperson or not, we are all salespeople. Your veterinarian is a salesman. The grocer is a salesman. And real estate investors like ourselves are salespeople. Mm-hmm. And I think super valuable. You're not afraid to ask. I believe so many people find challenges. They're afraid of the no, right? Well, push past the possibility that there might be a no and do exactly like Luke is talking about, and realize that there also could very likely be a yes.
It's a win-win for everybody. Yeah, if you got to win for everybody, Dude,
that's fantastic, man. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So again, at that time, and some of these, you've used the MLS. Word of mouth has begun to spread the business. You're buying the ugly house on the block. You're sitting down with your private lenders, your other business investors. You're utilizing their money to go purchase it and get a little bit of the rehab started and things like that. So again, let's use that first one again, or you can expand about how long. I'll tell you what. Let's use the word average. About how long does your average acquire, and then profit? About how long is that spectrum?
Average is, 3 months. We rock and roll. I mean, there's some, I'm very fortunate to have the contractors that want to work for us. The subs come when we call. I've recently, a couple months ago, started my own construction company, brought my uncle on as a GC. So now we have full-time employees. There's been times, John, where, and we were full scale rehab. Top to bottom, roof, HVAC. Sometimes we split the houses into apartments, so different extra meters, extra heat, hot waters. There's been times where I've been able to buy a house, rehab it, put a lease on it, and refi it back out in 60 days to get my money back, flat. 3-4 weeks of rehab, the appraisal's done, close it without making a payment to the hard money lender. Yeah. That's and great. I've done that on numerous occasions. Our average is really about 3.5 months. One drug out 6 months because I had septic issues, and I've never had to deal with putting a septic in, but we made good money on it. So
it was well worth it when it was all said and done on that case.
Well worth it. Yes.
Nice. So I tell you what, let's take, again, you tell me. You've got 30, 36, great stories. Maybe all the way up to 54. Yeah. So 54 pretty dang good stories. So tell me about just one, and sort of tell me, this is kind of what I'm thinking: buy price, rehab, value.
I'll go with 2 of them right now. So I guess you want the good or the bad? What are you looking for here?
Man, let's do both. Let's start with the good, because we always want to start with good news.
We'll start with the good. I got 2 right now working. One is 150 purchase, 75 rehab. Going to sell it for hopefully 359.
Whew. Yeah.
I got another one at 88 purchase, 80 rehab, and 329 sale. So those will be my 2 good ones for the spring here.
That's super, man. And again, if we take that concept of what you mentioned a minute ago of, about 3 months. So in about 3 months, if we just look at the one that was the 150 acquisition, the 75 in rehab, that gets you up to, let's round it. Let's call it, well, that's actual factual math. 2.25 all in, sell it for 359. So you're making $135,000 profit in a 90-day time span?
Sure. Yeah. But then you have, commissions and transfer stamps, things like that. I got to pay my investor. But yeah, I'm looking at about 90 grand. Yes. But, after all said and done. Yeah.
But there we go. So 90 grand when it's all said and done. So therefore, if I break it down super simple, you're making $1,000 a day.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Hey man, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. Yeah. I'm super happy for you and excited for you.
And then, hey, I really want a new Porsche, but instead I'm going to go buy 5 more rental properties,
Well, I can respect the idea of the Porsche, but yeah, go ahead and get the 5 more rental properties. And then I don't know what your end game is, but sooner than later, you can have that generational wealth. And look, I don't know about your wife, but I know my wife, if we, or even just she, was able to retire in her 40s, I imagine that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know what the end game is. We got into this and we've blown away all our goals. And now it's just like, I have to set a goal. I don't know where it is, but I think we're going to get to around 50 rentals and focus on some flips. And, we branched out to another market. So that's been good. And I'm working with another guy to branch out to another market. So that's kind of where I'm at now. I want to help other investors with some resources and get my hands in a little bit of every deal. It just keeps coming, streams of income and build that wealth, like you said, for the family.
Dude, that's awesome. And there's a great quote out there that I try to live a little bit by myself. And you just put your toes in it if you realize it or not. But if you help enough people get what they want, you'll have more than enough of what you want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've never heard that, but that makes sense. Yes.
Yeah, well, there you go. Hey, well, I give it to you. I stole it from somebody, and you can feel free to add that to your the goals that you need to get on paper. But happy to hear you've been blowing things away. But they say, Luke, that real estate is often a stepping stone for many people, meaning you can make a lot of profit, and then you can help fund other long-term goals. What was the moment, maybe a big purchase or a lifetime goal, that made you realize we've made it?
Through actually COVID. This back March, I had 6 really big single-family homes that we turned into rentals. Great cash flow on them, and then COVID hit. And I was in the middle of refi. I mean, you're talking a $700,000 refi. I'm in the middle of that. I had 7 other deals coming. And within 2 days, I had everything pulled, everything. That was really hard for me. I sat on my couch and drank whiskey for 2 days. I didn't know what to do, and then I just said, screw it. I got up, took a shower, and started making calls again. You got to get out there. And damn if I didn't call this other bank. And they said, yeah, we'll do that refi for you, and got it closed. And at that point, because I had a lot of money in from investors on that deal that I had to get paid back before I could borrow more. And it just, again, just did it. You got to get out and do it. And it happened very quickly. And then I was able to just keep on rocking out, this whole summer. It was great.
That's phenomenal, man. So to piggyback on that answer with one more question, and I know you mentioned a Porsche a moment ago. Have you did anything crazy? Did you buy a boat? Did you buy a car? Did you buy a mountain cabin? I mean, have you?
Well, we did. We bought a little house on the river and a boat last year through COVID, because my wife and I like concerts and the beach and seeing friends, and all that was gone.
Yep.
So we came across a piece of shit, house on the river. Converted it to 2 units. So we rent the top out, pays for it. We have the bottom, a nice luxury apartment that we party on the weekends with the boat, So
That's fantastic. I'm glad to hear you're living your best life, man.
Yes.
That's super. That's super. So if you never started investing in real estate and you were still in the restaurant bar business, how different do you think your life would look?
On the surface, probably not a whole lot. We're a simple family, simple man. But it's different. You talk about hundreds of dollars in regular life. Now you talk about tens and 20s and 30s and 40s of thousands of dollars that you're just throwing around. Again, not wasteful, but investment. And I've never thought about that at all. And just to even be in some of these conversations, like with a 25-unit apartment building, I never knew how to even go about that. And again, that was a lead from another agent, tired landlord, and I'm working that deal. So that's that. Yeah, it would definitely be different. But I don't know. I don't know. I guess 5 years from now, it would be really different. I want to be able to sit back and enjoy things like I can if things keep continuing as we are now, is what I'm trying to say, I guess.
Sure. So here's an idea. We'll see what happens 5 years from now. Let's talk again. And maybe it'll be similar questions. Maybe they'll be a little different. But, watching your growth and the change that's come over you guys in basically 2 years, I mean, it's what real estate can do for you. It's what real estate can do for a lot of people, especially in a key word that you've mentioned multiple times is hustle.
Hustle. Yeah. It's not a 9 to 5. It's not a 9 to 5.
It is not a 9 to 5, and it is not Monday through Friday. It is pretty much, it's a flexible, right? I mean, it's a flexible 24/7, 365.
It definitely is. And always guarantee when you have plans for brunch on Sunday, there's going to be a water leak somewhere you have to go fix.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
So, Luke, what do you think the strongest, best habit that you have that you'd credit your success to?
Strongest, best habit. Oh man. But you mean before I got into this, or right now, or after, or what?
Man, I'm going to give you a little bit of leeway there. I mean, just maybe let's go with right now. What's the best habit that you have that continues to drive your success?
Again, asking for deals, not being afraid to ask for money if I need money. A big thing I find too is appreciating my my employees now, my vendors. And just sometimes you fall a little short. You can't pay right now. You just got to call those guys. You got to work it out. You got terms, but things happen. If there's an issue, take care of it right away. Don't let it build up. I see a lot of people, they start yelling over the phone or this or that. I don't know. I appreciate all my guys because without them, I couldn't be doing what I'm doing at this scale. So very grateful. I make sure everybody knows it. I give them little bonuses here and there, bring them lunch. That's another thing for my success. I treat my guys like they're, because again, I want to be here without them. You can always run through crews, but I don't think you're going to get the consistency. We've had some guys with us now since day one. So.
Very grateful, and lets everyone know it.
Mm-hmm.
Powerful words, my man. Powerful words. Again, these things aren't secrets. Sometimes it takes a moment in time, a COVID, and other stimuluses to realize that, be grateful. Keep things in perspective. Value your employees. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of a circle of harmony. Oh, man, that's powerful stuff, man. That's powerful stuff. So here you go. I got a rogue question. What are you the most thankful for?
Same kind of thing. My sphere of influence and friends and family and, my my wife. I mean, she's let me do all this stuff. I mean, I owe her all this right now for letting her believe in me. And, you know, the first couple, she wanted to be there, but now I think after 6 or 7, she hadn't even seen them. You know, we just tell her to show up at the closing table. And my daughter's been great. My whole family's been wonderful. My friends, again, most thankful for my vendors. I mean, I use the same ones for a reason because they treat me like I treat them, you know.
Well, you just answered the secondary question, which is why are you most thankful for that? Because they treat you like you treat them. Mm-hmm. Respect, honesty, dignity. You'll rub their back, they'll rub your. Well, it's COVID right now, so everybody should be social distancing.
Yeah. I have it right now. This is my last day of quarantine. I can't wait to get out tomorrow.
Well, man, I'm glad that you were still able to give us some time. And if that doesn't make things even more real, that our guest on this week's episode is literally suffering from COVID right now. And boy, that's some real world stuff. I mean, COVID is a thing out there. Real estate investing is a thing out there. And Luke was willing to put them together for us. So, you know, at this point, we've hung out. I've stole some of your time, and I'm very grateful. So I do want to say thank you, Luke, for being on the show today. Yes, and lastly, we have something that we call rapid fire. So I'm going to ask you a series of questions and answer them as fast as you can. And just say the first thing that comes to your mind. Are you ready?
Fire away.
Cool, man. On a scale of 1 to 10, how strict were your parents?
7.
Get up early or stay up late?
Both.
How many hours of sleep do you get?
Oh, gosh, 4 or 5 probably after the tossing and turning.
If you came across an extra $100K, what would you do with it?
Go buy 3 rental properties.
Your favorite or last book read?
Honestly, I can't remember. I'm not a big reader.
Hey, if you could be any superhero, who would it be?
Iron Man.
Yes. Something everyone should do less of.
Think about it. Just go out and do it.
Something everybody should do more of.
Get out and do what they want to do, what they're thinking of doing.
Bitcoin, bang or bust?
It's a bang now, but I'm hoping it's not a bust for people. I don't have anything in it.
Will people live on Mars in your lifetime?
No.
Yep. Hey, well, look, Luke, I thank you again for your time here. Let me make sure that I go on to say again one last time that we thank Luke for joining us. We thank and appreciate all of our listeners and subscribers. And if you like what you heard today, hey, look, sign up, subscribe, make it easy. Make sure you go get all the free stuff at connectedinvestors.com. And, you know, honestly, while you're there, send topics of things that you'd want us to possibly talk about on the show with other guests. And until next time, I'd probably leave it like this. Remember this, it's nice to be important, but it's so much more important to be nice. Thanks again, Luke. Take care, man, and we'll talk again. Want to be like a guest on our show and make some cash in real estate? Join the center of the real estate investing universe and start connecting with free education, off-market deals, cash buyers, and even funding partners. ConnectedInvestors.com has been changing the game for people around the country since 2005. So just visit ConnectedInvestors.com/cash so you can start doing more with real estate, no matter where you are in your journey to financial freedom. Seriously, guys, if you are brand new to this and looking to close your first deal, there is not a better head start out there to help you find properties and learn what you need to make cash. If you are already an experienced flipper or landlord, then Connected Investors gives you access to dozens of unique inventory sources and automation that cannot be found on any other platform in the industry. ConnectedInvestors.com/cash. Go there, claim your free account, get your gift pack, and then, well, don't look back. Jump in and put that whole ecosystem to work for you. because all guests of this show come directly from the Connected Investors community and would love to interview you after your first or next life-changing real estate deal. Peace, y'all.